Here's video number 1. I'm looking forward from the pilot house towards the mid-berth and the V-berth. I'll walk down there and show you what's going on down there. You can see off to our port side, the upper bed there pulls out to turn into a double. And then on the starboard side, there's basically a single / couch. Now I'll walk down in, and you can see here's some drawers for storage, and again on the starboard side there's hutches for storage, and underneath the cushions you can lift up the cushions and there's a ton of storage there. It's generally where we kept sails, because it's not that easy to access. So now I'm looking towards the V-berth. I'll go in there in a minute. You can see on either side we have storage. Behind the door there is another swinging door with storage and a hanging locker. And we'll go into the V-berth. That's the anchor locker all the way forward, and that's a better shot. A single bed to starboard with extra room for feet and sort of a desk on the port side. You can see there's storage on the port side and these two cupboards, and a slow pan around so that you can see the whole V-berth. And back down to the bed. And under the bed, you can see there's more storage there. And now we're looking back into the mid-berth. The mast step, it's obviously a deck stepped mast, and the bed on the starboard side. That small door there is not storage, that's access to the inside steering. And there's the starboard side again. Now we'll walk back out into the pilot house. You can see there's a settee with storage underneath and behind. You can see the companionway and access to the aft cabin. There's a double bed back there. Here we are up in the pilot house. I'll go to the middle and go all the way around. There's the electrical panel. You can see around the windows here, under the windows, is the rot and the pilot house sides. And that whole pilot house side needs to be replaced. Here's the nav station with storage underneath. We have that door off because we needed room for something. The settee, you can lift up the bottoms and flip down the back, and there's storage everywhere there. Continuing around, here's the inside steering station, and that's on the port side. And starboard side, here's the galley, and again around the windows you can see the rot on the pilot house sides. Continuing down, big double sink. I've always loved this sink because you can see it's amazingly deep on the left side, and underneath that is typical under sink storage and 3 drawers. Next is the stove, oven, works well, it's propane. You can see it's a 3-burner stove. The huge center burner is great if you want to get something really hot like a wok to make Chinese food. And let's look at the refrigerator. You can see the linoleum needs to be replaced, but here's the inside of the refrigerator and the inside of the freezer. I just replaced all of the refrigerator and freezer mechanical components, all the refrigeration, maybe 3 years ago, and the refrigerator works perfectly and uses hardly any electricity. So here we are looking back in the pilot house again, and we'll go into the aft cabin. You can see here in the aft cabin there's a double bed. It's almost a queen. We bought a queen size mattress, and the width at the top was right, but we had to trim it to fit the hull on the outside back at the starboard side there. There's one hutch there. You can see the doors are inside. We had it like that because we had a TV there. Down below is 2 drawers and 2 doors for storage, and a shelf that we used as a bookshelf. Next to that is a big hanging locker and 2 drawers. You can't, in this light you can't really see one of them. How about I turn the light on? There, that's better. Now you can see. And then here is, I'll go from the top down, the head, and opening the door to the head. There's not a lot to see in a head. You can see there's a sea head, composting head there, under sink storage, a little sink, a mirror and a light, another light, and a little bit of storage behind the head. And I'll show you one of the areas that you're concerned with. Oh, we can't really see it there. You can see it here. You can see under the deck, the plywood is rotten, and the clamp, which is the beam that is the hull to deck joint, is also rotten. So that concludes my tour of the inside of the boat. I'll go to the outside now.